I'm Dr. Majan, and we have a Montipora Capricornis, a really nice one, that is RTNing. This started about a day and a half ago, and I am going to treat this coral with an prime coral stop RTN dip, which should kill about 75% of the parasites with the first dip, and I'm going to re-dip it again tomorrow and possibly the day after. I'm also going to put it in for an in-tank treatment. But first, what I'd like to do is figure out what's causing the RTN. So I'm going to frag off a piece. It looks pretty good. Actually. So first thing I'm going to do is try to find the area of the zone of RTN. Yep, definitely parasites here. You can see them. These are the RTN parasites. I'll try to focus it a little better. You can see them scurrying around the skeleton. They've killed the coral. Let's see if we can find any tissue that still remains. I'm looking at the area of the polyp. There's parasites in the polyp. You can see them right here. Trying to take you along on the ride with me, but here's a polyp here. You can see this is the skeletal structure of the polyp. Here's the mouth, and you can see there are parasites in here that have actually eaten the polyp. They're moving around. There's more parasites through here. These are the RTN and STN parasites. Because this coral is RTNing, I know it contains Philaster, and a lot of these are Euplotes. Those are the two most aggressive. We'll see if we can do a higher magnification. But first I want to go look at that tissue border. Now this here is coral tissue with zooxanthella. It has not died yet. I'm looking for evidence of parasites inside that tissue, and they are there, but it's hard to see them with that brown tissue there. Now these here are individual zooxanthella, these little dots that are still in the coral tissue, but that's the area where the parasites are also active. I'm at 100x right now. You can see the movement of the parasites right here. This is where they're eating. They're basically eating the living tissue of the coral, and as they eat it, the white area spreads and extends, but you can barely see them. They're here. They're just out of focus, but I can see their bodies moving around. They're consuming coral tissue with zooxanthella. These parasites, these protozoan parasites, are ciliated, and they actually have a dye within their bodies that's green-brown, which is why many times we see our RTN corals with a green-brown color to them. So this Montipora is heavily infected with the RTN parasites. Easier to see on the dead skeleton, but you can see little dots moving around. And these are the parasites consuming the coral tissue. So let's go back to the white area and see if we can't find a few. Go back to a 40x magnification. There's one. Let's see if we can't zoom in on this guy. I think he just ducked into the coral skeleton. Now, if you're just starting out looking for these parasites, the best way to do it is to take this dying piece of coral where there's RTN and basically put it into a small cup with a little bit of tank water, and the next day the parasites will be swimming around in the water. Very easy to see. What we're seeing here are a bunch of zooxanthella, and here is probably what looks like to me a cryptocaryon parasite, and another one. The zooxanthella are very small. They look like pepper flecks, and the bigger things are the parasites. Cryptocaryon is a parasite of coral. It does eat the coral. Here's some. And by the way, what I've noticed too is that these parasites don't like light. They like dark. So they will actually hide when the light comes out with the microscope. Here he is right here. There's another one scurrying around there. These are the RTN parasites. They have a clear body, but you can see, what you're seeing is the zooxanthella within their body. There's one right here. It's almost like a ghost. Again, very easy to see if you take the coral and put it into a cup. Look in the next morning and they'll be swimming around in the water by the thousands.